We had to gather more data and then off to the next tower. Finally, we're arriving at our tower. There it is, boys. That's the office. It's just so cool to see people out here with their dogs. Just a little bit of companionship because it does get lonely out here. We need to bring Howler out here, but that's another story. Well, you know the deal. Helmet on first before you get out. Just in case, right? Just in case ice is shedding. It's activated right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and pop another set because these have been going since last night or yesterday. So I'm gonna get toe warmers and pretty sure I have some hand warmers. I know I have some extras in my bag. I'm gonna try to keep some right here in the truck so I can pop them before. So here's my climbing gear. I like to make sure I check out my harness, my work position. Got two work positions there. I use some of them to help me move the equipment. But this one right here, that's my climbing hooks. Right, my harness. There's my griot, my work position from Petzl. I love that thing, man. Just making sure that all of my carabiners are working properly and that they're smooth and easy access. All right, boys, we got a job to do, so let's get to it. It's all about breath control here. I like to count out about 26, 28 steps, try to get to the next bracket, make sure I'm breathing in through my nose, out through my mouth, keep my heart rate steady, and just try to take it easy. lifting the bag like this by myself is actually not a big issue with me because it gives me a chance to catch my breath. And also, we have to make sure that we guide them through these hatches right here. It's exactly the size of the bag. So, things could get hung up on it, especially if someone's down tower and their perspective is a little off. That could be an issue with dropped objects. So I like to bring it up with me, try to keep it level with me, and that gives me time to breathe. Just catching my breath and warming my hands up. So we finally made it up top, and I'm unpacking my bag, getting things transitioned from the yaw deck up to the nacelle right now. I like to think of us as industrial athletes because, some of these positions and core strength that we have to exhibit to get up in here, it's not easy, especially with extra layers on. It really restricts your mobility and flexibility. So getting up here is quite a feat in itself, but when you get up top, it feels good. After hook jump, Eliano did a good job stopping that in a bunny in position. So I'm gonna go ahead and call down tower and start coordinating. So I'm just getting my tools out now. We're going to be doing some troubleshooting, and part of that is replacing this controller temporarily, or this switch, so that we can, push the proper parameters to the tower. And we're just going to swap one out that's already scripted and get it happy, and then we're going to swap back to the original controller, and that should, solve the situation. So now I have the new one installed in there over on the left, and we're going to go ahead and add the ground screw so we can power it up and try this out. Yep, and of course I had to drop the ground screw. I really didn't want to go digging around for my magnet, so I'm really hoping I can find this quickly. Well, we ran our test and it looks like everything went as it should be. So now I'm going to go ahead and get the original switch back in place and tidy up the cabinet, make sure I clean everything up. When I first got in the wind, I knew that I wanted adventure. I like working with my hands. I like solving problems, and I like seeing concrete results at the end of the day. That's the best part about this job. If I do my job right, the turbine's working. If I don't, we come back at it tomorrow and we try again. But this is what we do in order to make sure we keep bringing reliable, renewable energy to good folks here in the good old USA. So I'm just going to finish tightening things up here in the cabinet. Going to tuck these wires away in the cable tray and make sure everything's nice and clean, ready to run. So I'm currently working as a commissioner, and in one of my other videos, I explained the different phases of a wind turbine construction project. And as a commissioner, we are at the final stages of the project where we need to come in and make all of the connections and push the parameters, configure switches, make sure all of our components are talking to each other to make sure that the turbine does its job. So as part of that, we do some pre-commissioning field tests or acceptance tests, and we do some field commissioning acceptance tests, and then after that, we run them up to make sure they're performing as they should be. And after they've been monitored for a duration of time, we'll see if there's any faults. If so, then we need to come back and fix them, and that's what we're doing right now. So we're trying to get these finished up here so that we can deliver them to the customer. That's it. Our job's complete. I'm going to pack my bags and get ready to head on down. And once I get down tower, I pack my climbing gear back up and we're on to the next tower. Hope you enjoy spending this time with me on this climb. So all the work is done now. I just want to make sure I button everything up, get all of those wires that we're not going to be using for the auxiliary controller. We're going to plug that back up there in the wire channel and get that cover on properly and get it nice and tidy in here. She's looking good and she's talking, so we are happy. Well, I'm back down tower and it's time to pack up my climbing gear, and that's another day.